Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm working on the design for the senior citizens class that I'm going to be volunteering, teaching them how to make a card for the month of November. And last month for October, we all decided they wanted to do another card. But I'm going to take it a step further for them because I think they're really going to enjoy this. We are going to be using stamping on vellum. And the inks that I'm going to be using, you know what, I'll describe it as I stamp each image. They're just mostly leaves and stuff. For this one, it's the Archival Pigment Ink Brilliance, and it's Coffee Bean. And this stamp is No Name. Oh, there we go. I've had this for a super long time. And it just says rubber stamp, so that's not very helpful, but it's kind of cool. And it's got the little cover over it, so it doesn't dry out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, typically we sit in like a U, and I'm going to start with the first person that's on the table of the U, and they're going to go ahead and just do their own stamping. Now there's no perfection that is required in this. It's literally just picking an area where you want to stamp. And I'm doing second generation. I'm going to teach them how to do that. And they're just going to stamp throughout this whole piece of paper. Some of them might need a little bit of help, but most of them will actually really enjoy this, making their own paper like this. And I'm putting this piece of paper under there so I can stamp off of it without getting it on my craft mat. And let's come up here. I think I've got like 4 or 5 different leaf stamps that we're working with. Now this doesn't dry quickly, so I'll explain to them not to, rub it right away. They need to hang on and let it dry. All right, so then I'm going to come in with this Memento Bamboo Leaves. And this is this leaves here. It's from Craft Smart. That one actually had a name that I can read. And we're going to stamp there. And here, second generation there. Again, I'm going to pull it down on the edge. I'll have a big piece of paper, at their workspace, so that when they're stamping off the edge, they can just stamp onto that paper. That's fine. All right, so we've got that one. Set that aside. Now I have some Stays On Royal Purple, and I'm just using these 2 little leaves right here. I'm going to keep them together, ink it up, and they can just stamp wherever they want to stamp on this one. I think I have 1 more left, and it's okay if they overlap. I can tell them that. And we'll stamp off right here, the second generation here. All right, so we'll put that aside. And then the last one is the Heidi Swapp Archival Ink in Mustard. And this is the leaf here, and I got this from this old stamp set that I've had for years and years. And I thought putting some yellow in here would be nice. And put some here. Stamp off here. Try not to touch it because it's not quite dry yet. Stamp off here. Oh, you know what? Right there would be nice. They can overlap. I'll tell them that. That would be fine. I see a little space right here that could use something. Get that piece of scrap out of the way. And pull this out and let's see what we have here. Oh, it's just so pretty. Okay, gonna pause the camera and pull in the sheet that I did. I have actually already cut some of it that's dry so that we can go ahead and get this card made into this one video. So I'll be right back. Okay, this is something that I will probably do for them ahead of time, but I wanted to show you what I was doing here. I discovered these a few years ago. I think I have 3 or 4 of them. But what they do is you line it up, this edge right here on your card, and you punch it and it makes a little space like this. Now when you're doing cards like this, you have to be, there's a trick to it. So I'm going to line it up like this, punch it like this. Now for this one, since you're going to have to line it up, you line it up with the fold of the card, like so. And then you're going to flip it around. Again, line it up with the fold of the card. And punch it. Now that I've got my little pieces all over the place. Okay, so then we're going to take this vellum, and how I measured the size of the vellum that we needed, I'm just in the process of opening these up a little bit. So I took my little ruler and I literally put it right underneath there. So that's how I knew what size I needed it. And I'm going to say that it's 3 3/4 would be too much. And what did I do this one? This one's just a little over 3 3/4. If I have to trim it down, I have to trim it down. That's not a big deal. Yeah, so we'll trim that down just like about 1/8. And if you need for these to dry quickly, you can just use your heat gun and go from underneath the piece of paper, like so, and dry it underneath. My plan is, you know, they'll take one of the leaves and they'll stamp it, and then by the time they've gone through all of the leaves, it should pretty much be done drying. So I think they'll enjoy it. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And then we'll do this. And there you go. And that's so pretty. Now I will put a little bit of adhesive on the back of this so it doesn't pop out there for them. You know, that would be not good. All right, so then on the inside, I'll go ahead and do this ahead of time for them. We're going to stamp Happy Thanksgiving nice and big there. And I'm going to go ahead and use this hot cocoa. This is a Memento. Now the craft cardstock that I got it in a paper pack, 8.5 by 11 at Walmart. So Walmart, good old Walmart, right? And then I'll stamp it there. I don't actually have my stamp pad underneath here, but I do have this, and it makes it a little cushiony. All right, so that's going to be their card. Now I might end up just letting them use my Wink Estella, because it's always fun to add some shimmer, you know, to your cards. And they can just, I think I have 2 of the clear, so I'll just pass it around, and then they can go through and just do a little bit, you know, on whatever leaves they want. They can do the purple one. That's fine. They can do some of the green. I'll hold this up to the camera here in a second so you can see how this looks up close, because it's really pretty. And as I'm making this, I'm also thinking how cute it would be to add a little bit of bling. You know, just little bling dots here and there, and add a little bit more dimension and texture to it. So, all right, so I'm going to bring this up. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully the light, and it's just got a little bit of shimmer to it. All right, everybody, that's the Senior Citizen card. If you didn't want this part to show, you can just add another layer of the cardstock onto that and just put it right there to cover it up. So it's, you know, and whatever you want to do. But these things are really cool. If you can find any, I haven't seen any around for a while, but this is an EK Success Punch. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.